Hi, everybody.
I'm eating.
We're in the middle of dinner, but we're live. Welcome. How are you? Nothing like watching Goin Batty eat. I've got a big plate of corn over here, and Heather's eating some kielbasa.
I brought.
Sorry, I brought. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Goin Batty channel. It is May 23rd in the year of our Lord, 2018.
Yes, it is.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, do you remember those childhood smells?
I don't remember us discussing this.
Childhood smells. Do you remember the childhood smells when you were growing up? Hi, Shaitan. The childhood smell, recently, Play-Doh has copywritten its Play-Doh smell. It's vanilla with a hint of cherry. And they've copywritten that smell, and you can't use it.
I don't remember Play-Doh ever smelling like vanilla with a hint of cherry. Hey, Carol Joy.
With a hint of eraser, maybe. Well, I don't know.
No, it never smelled good.
But Play-Doh was a smell from my childhood. It wasn't the smell from my childhood. Like, think about it. Cut grass. Mm-hmm. Love the smell of cut grass.
Okay, here's my one that I love that people are going to be like, that's bad. I love the smell of gasoline right when it starts getting pumped, but not after it's been running for a while. It smells different to me. I love the smell of that, which is horrible. I know, that's horrible. Now, I don't stand at the gas pump going, but there is
sometimes she does.
But okay, here's a smell from my childhood that I actually do like, is I like the smell of WD-40.
Oh, yeah.
My dad was
that's weird.
Was a machinist before he became
Hi, Tim. Hi, Alicia.
A plant engineer. And he used to use WD-40 all the time, and it would get on his work clothes.
Carol says bonfire.
Yes, bonfire.
No, like good campfire. Love the smell of a good campfire.
Yep.
What else?
Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut was one.
Oh,
my grandmother would make
fresh. Ooh.
My grandmother would ferment sauerkraut in her kitchen, and like that's the smell of my childhood. And it's funny because
hi, my revival.
For me, that smell is
chicken stamps.
It's a comforting smell. It reminds me of my grandma and everything. Now my brothers are like, it smells like feet. We don't like that smell.
The smell of rubber cement.
Ooh, rubber cement. I don't particularly care for that one, but was it paste? The paste at school.
Oh yeah.
That you would use in art class because we didn't always use glue, especially when you did the mosaic stuff. You always used paste.
Yep. You know, it'd be really fun if I could figure out what I'm doing here.
They would eat paste.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was gross.
That is gross. And kind of funny,
I like the smell of old big markers that they used in school. They were like metal. Oh yeah, the when Sharpies were in the metal container. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I like the smell of old big. Oh yeah, the dry erase markers.
Yeah, dry erase markers.
And the markers that smelled like fruit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're constantly telling you not to sniff markers because that's bad.
But they make them smell like fruit.
And then they made them smell like, fruit. So.
Like apple or green apple. You don't particularly care for green apple, but I like the smell of green apple.
Shaitan said that her dad was stationed in Maryland when she was little, and they would go to Washington, D.C., and she remembered the smell of the diesel trucks. That reminds me of school bus. Like, the smell of the school bus. Like, that's a smell when you get on any bus. Like, that any yellow bus, like, they all have that smell. That in school bathrooms. To this day, they still smell the same, and it's gross. So.
Mr. Sketch.
Yep, those Mr. Sketch were those markers.
Anything that is pickling.
Oh, yeah. I like the smell of pickles.
Oh, the work. How about this? Not just print shop, although that's awesome. What about the not the Scantrons, but the
mimeograph machines.
Mimeograph machines.
Smell like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is how this dates me a little bit. My son was filling out some paperwork, and it was on the type of paper that makes a copy underneath. And I told him, I said, I remember when my dad used to do drawings for the machines that he was making, and he would put carbon paper underneath so that he had a duplicate of them. And Max was like, what's carbon paper? That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So hi, Noah's Ark. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Amy.
Tim. How are you, Amy? Maya, how are you?
Hi, Florida Singularity. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, Glenda. Every time I walk by my basil, I break it off and rub it on me. Love that. Love the smell.
I love the smell of basil.
Carbon paper. Mimeograph with the purple ink.
Yep.
You guys look too young to know about mimeograph machines.
I remember them in high school.
I used to do dittos for my teacher.
Yep, when I was in high school, they used, and they would come. Sometimes you would get your paper and it would still be kind of wet.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And your teacher would say, "Wait to take the test till it dries."
How about this? When we go to school and you come back with fresh books, like book smell. Hymnals. The hymnal smell.
Okay, so we have.
That's a thing from my childhood.
Our church that we go to, they have a contemporary service and then they have a traditional service, and you've got the pews and you got the hymnals and you got the Bibles all in the back. That sanctuary, the traditional sanctuary, has a very distinct smell that I actually remember from my childhood. Because we went to a church that had the pews and all the hymnals and everything. And a hymnal has a very comforting smell to me. Like the smell, like I'll pick it up and go. So I love the smell of the hymnals.
Love new book smell. I love new book smell. Definitely, Glenda.
Yeah. Hi, Forging Freedom.
Yes, it's good to see you, Forging Freedom. Childhood favorite smell. A new Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh, yes.
And you loved the strawberry shortcake.
Yes, the strawberry shortcake dolls. Now, here, one that is not so well known is I also had what was called rose petal dolls, where they were all different kinds of flowers. I like the strawberry shortcake better because of the smell. Now, Katie said, is it bad that my life's ambition is to smell like a strawberry shortcake doll? And I'm like, no. So, I used to love those.
You'll be fine. Well, we are live tonight, and right now we're just throwing out favorite childhood smells. We're going to do that all night long, so as you think of stuff, bring it on in.
Yeah.
We've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to talk about the Goin Batty kitchen. We're going to give you a garden update. We're going to give you an animal update. We've got some favorite things to share with you. There's some random things that we're just going to talk about, and you guys get to have a say in what we talk about with every show. So if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, please make it capitalized so we can see it.
Yes.
And we'll put that into our random things section of our show.
Forging Freedom says the smell bacon.
Oh. That's not so much my childhood as it is, my just love for bacon.
But there is something like, when you were, well, maybe not you because your mom had to work a lot.
I'm a hot mess tonight. Can we talk about this?
We are.
I'm in from work. I was late getting home. And Heather's like, should we do the show? Should we not do the show? I'm like, we got to do the show. Yeah. And we didn't have time to prep. I'm even eating dinner in front of you guys. I'm really sorry.
I'm a hot mess. I was out working in the yard. I took a shower today, but I have on no makeup. I did not do my hair, none of that stuff. So this is what I look like.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
So,
Laura, we're glad you're with us.
Hey, Go for Green Living.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so I am excited because I get to work in the garden.
The garden.
We're kind of going out of order.
We'll go to the garden update in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna do Goin Batty kitchen is up and running. Yeah. We're changing some things. The summer has inspired us. Mm-hmm. We love the idea of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, and we hate the idea of the fat that has taken over all of us for the winter time. We've got what Krista from the Big Family Homestead affectionately says.
I've got the fatness.
The fatness.
And every time I put food in me, I swell up.
Mm-hmm. So tonight we're doing, somewhat healthy, but we're working on portion control. And it's going to start with the grocery time. So, babe, you're going to go over some of that.
Okay, so groceries. So we sat down.
Hi, two family.
With this winter has been cold and it has been wet and it has been snowy and there's not been a whole lot of, going out and doing things just because of that. Portion control makes me cry.
I know, me too. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
But, Kevin and I are not young anymore and our metabolisms have slowed down. And hey, Angela. And so we need to be healthier than what we are. And I just told him, I said, and I've had many people tell me that Kevin's eczema issue that he may have to do with him and gluten. And so we are going to try to cut most of that out. Now, I will still be doing Cookie Friday videos, but I'm going to be doing them on Monday so that they cannot be in our house because our kids have Boy Scouts and band practice on Monday night.
On Sunday.
I'm going to do whatever. I'm
What are
going
we
to be
doing?
doing. You have to rinse the soap out of the inside of the bowl because
And the outside.
That'll give someone the squirts if they eat that. Don't do that.
What are the squirts, Heather? Can you explain
Anyway,
that to us?
so so we are changing the way that we're eating, and before what I would do is Kevin and I would eat one thing and the kids would eat something else. So that just makes our grocery bill super expensive, and we can't afford that. So we sat down with our kids and said, listen, Mom and Dad need to be healthy, and we want you to be on the same page as us so that you are encouraging us and helping us as we're going through this, because what we don't want for them is for them to struggle with same weight issues as they get older, which
Right.
I'm pretty proud of my kids, except for Kay's extreme sweet tooth. My kids eat they'll choose fruit and vegetables. We try not to keep
Hey, Max.
the chips and pop and cookies and all that. If we're gonna have cookies, then they have to be homemade, and that sometimes curbs the cookies from being in the house because everyone's like, I don't want to make them. So so we are going to change how we eat. So
We're gonna start working on it.
Yeah.
And it's a process. It's a journey.
Yeah.
We are not going for overnight like cold turkey.
Yeah.
We're gonna retrain ourselves. So take a look at your fist. Just hold that fist up.
Yeah.
If you're eating more than that in a portion, it's too much.
Well, no, what I was
Right? Or did
I
you
don't
say
know.
something contrary to that?
No, no, no,
they've,
I think
the doctor said, look at your fist, and a little smaller than that is the portion you should have.
like, yeah. And I do know, like, when the kids were little, that the doctor would say that a child's stomach is however big their fist is. Now, I don't know if that's true with an adult, but if you think about the amount of food that is put on a plate sometimes, and I mean, I'm guilty of it too. You really like something, and it's just the amount of it is not good for you.
Right.
So so I am going to go grocery shopping tomorrow with the same budget that I always have for 2 weeks, which is I have $300 for 2 weeks, and so that's $150 a week for 6 people, plus a dog and a cat and a rabbit.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, I like Dutch. What's the hashtag keeping it Dutch? I like Dutch. I watch Keeping It Dutch sometimes.
yeah.
Feed the temple. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Stomachs can stretch out. This is true. And
This is true.
We're going to let them stretch back in.
Yeah,
We're going to try
because
to.
we can overstretch them.
It's more than just losing weight. I think one of the things that I'm noticing is when dinner is a box of Nutty Bars, I don't feel as good as when I'm scarfing down broccoli, or when I'm eating cauliflower, or I'm eating a salad. There's just it's just different. Oh, hey, Keeping It Dutch is here. Hi guys.
Oh, is it?
How are you, man?
missed
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. We're talking about the fatness and how we have it, and we're getting rid of it.
But, so anyway, oh shoot, I was gonna bring my
You
thing
think?
here that had my meal
go grab it.
meal plans.
Or
Can
have
you
the
get
boy
for
do
me?
it. Max will get it.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah.
But I made up a new meal plan. There is a spiral ring notebook that's over by where I sit. So
She put together a meal plan that is not too aggressive. Like, it doesn't just automatically turn us into vegans. I gotta have a burger. I gotta have a hamburger. I know it's not healthy for me, but here's where I get mucked up. Here's what messes with my system. What messes with my system is the bread and the gluten. And we've really been testing that a little bit, and
Yeah.
we've tried to. We're gonna steer away. As much as I love, and as much as the kids love Heather's bread, we got to quit making bread all the time.
Yeah,
and the bread is amazing. Her bread that she makes is what is it? The artisan
bread
deal.
But the thing is that he is struggling with, like, right now his skin is really dry and he scratches a lot, and it has been really hard on him because, and we
Eczema.
notice the more that he eats of it,
Eczema.
the more he scratches. So we're
Baldness,
going to.
that has nothing to do with weight loss.
But
Just
we're
bald.
going to kind of change things around, and like, yes, we will still have hamburgers, but we're only I'm only gonna buy enough ground beef to do a serving for each of us instead. Because what I would do is I would make up, there's 6 people, and I'd make up 12 hamburgers. Well,
Yeah.
we don't need to eat that much.
I'm watching the live stream a little bit, and I got to tell you this. Dutch, I've been praying for your guys' new house. I hope construction goes great. I hope you guys are doing good. I just wanted to throw that out there. I know there's a lot of other awesome folks.
Yeah.
Two Family Homestead, Daryl, we've been praying for you too, and all the things that you've got going on. It's kind of funny. There's this whole thing that happens behind the scenes when our son does the dishes, and he took off his gloves just now, and suds are just flying everywhere.
He took off his
at
gloves,
us.
and
It's
there's
kind
water
it's
pouring
kind
out of it. I'm like, you wear the gloves so the waters don't get in there. But
so we're gonna cut back on gluten. That's
yeah,
the
so
law.
we're
That's
gonna do
the
that.
that's
and
one of
there
the
are
portion control.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways for different people to do things.
Yeah.
Like I know Angela just did a hour-long interview on her weight loss journey that she has done. So if you look at I believe it's on DeJesus Family Farms that she did that. But you can hear where she came from and where she is. And I mean, and that's kind of inspiring.
Yeah.
So but
Can we they're asking about what about sprouted breads? I don't know what that means.
sprouted breads. Well, you sprout your grains, and I'm not sure. I would have to do some research on that because I'm not sure how to do that. That's something that I would like to try to research first before I go trying to make breads, because I think you have to sprout them and then you have to grind them yourself, and I don't have a way of doing that.
Although if we did it with a bike, if we hooked
Well,
a grinder up to a bike, like the Resistance chicks, you just get on that bike and start grinding your own wheat.
Yeah, Leah and Michelle over at the Resistance Chicks, they have a bike that they have hooked up to a grinder that she'll go down and she'll get her exercise. Well, I mean, she'll get her exercise anyway because they, work like a fiend.
I'm glad
their
Daryl's
farm,
doing better.
yeah.
That's great to hear.
So-
can you give Katie a shout out? Hi, Katie. How are you? Thanks for watching the Goin Batty live stream. We are so excited you guys are with us.
Yeah.
It is so cool to see you. The other thing that we're going to talk about is, did you see? Now, we made this decision, and then we made killer brownies. Did you see this?
We made
Talk about
the
shooting
killer
yourself in the
brownies
foot.
Before we made this decision.
Well, we started thinking it through, and
Yeah.
we have a place in Dayton called Dorothy Lane Market. And Dorothy Lane Market makes these brownies that are called killer brownies. Well, it's brownie with like a caramel, but it's more, it's like
a caramel cream.
It's like a caramel sauce thing that's really thick, and it can have nuts in it, or it can have no nuts. And then it has another layer of brownie on top of it. Yeah. Then it has stuff on top of that.
It has powdered sugar on top of it.
And she made them.
And I took him away from the house.
Oh, great. Googly
because
moogly.
we had a piece that was maybe this big, and then I took the rest of them to the kids' band practice and the Boy Scouts. So we didn't keep them.
Glenda makes a really good point about hamburgers. When you have a hamburger, don't eat the bread, wrap it in lettuce.
My mom has
eat
done
it
that
way.
for years.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. That's very smart. And you feel better.
Yeah. So
And here's the other thing for me. This is only eat one hamburger. Don't eat 12.
Yeah.
That's bad. You know what else is a part of this little discipline of eating healthier?
Hey, Crystal.
The biggest thing about eating healthier is I gotta stop the Speedway food. Now Speedway is a gas station here in Ohio, and they're not just a gas station, but they're also a cafe, and they're also kind of a like quick food kind of thing. Yeah. And it is horrible for you. I love their coffee. It's the only coffee I like to drink other than the stuff we make here. He's not a Starbucks guy
or anything. He likes good, just plain
Folgers, Maxwell House
with sugar in it.
Whatever.
Or,
sweetener.
So,
yeah. And that just getting away from stopping at the gas station and grabbing that junk. That's key, really. I mean, that's really important for us to get our hands around, because we've created in us a habit of bad eating and not exercising, because winter was we just got kind of wimpy.
So my revival said I made cauliflower baked ziti, and my husband approved of it this week. Which is
nice.
Good. So, see, that was my fear. Is like I'm going to start making some of this stuff, because on here I have like an Asian beef and broccoli, and then I'm going to try cauliflower fried rice, like rice.
Rosalie, that's a great point. She's losing by cutting out sugar and processed foods.
Yeah.
That's important. This guy, he's drinking too much pop. So this guy's got to get on a water thing and keep it solid. And I'm drinking iced tea tonight, but there's just some, again, it's just reasserting some of the habits that we have, redoing some of the things that we've learned before, and doing them in a smarter way.
And I'm going to try things that I know my family likes. Like, we like fajitas, but instead of using the tortilla shells, we're going to use lettuce instead. And and I've got a couple of different recipes that I'm going to try. If they're any good, I might do a video on them.
Bye, Crystal. Enjoy church.
Yeah,
have fun. It's Wednesday night. Go do your thing.
So I'm going to give them a try. Like I said, if they're good, I'll put them on here. If they're not, I'm going to be like, But
they got off pop by drinking fruit zigger teas.
See you later, Go for Green Living.
Zigger teas.
Oh.
Drink fruit zigger teas, not trees. Oh goodness. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we did the killer brownie thing.
Yep.
So what's the difference between healthy cooking and the way we've been cooking? Well, we're cutting out butter.
Yeah.
We got to cook with olive oil, and move to just some sautéed things that instead of like the deep processed things that we've enjoyed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now Heather doesn't overkill on that, but I think just portion control will play into this.
Fortune
Isn't
Freedom,
rice gluten-free?
I guess so, but I guess I don't know. I wanted to try. I wanted to try something different, and it's white rice that we have. So, if it was brown rice, maybe it would be different.
You know what I noticed?
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I was telling Fortune Freedom. She got off pop by drinking kombucha, and our friend Michelle and Leah did too. I have tried. I made kombucha, and it did great for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then every single time I have tried it, it has started growing something that's not supposed to grow. So I've kind of just like taken a step back from that and gone, okay, we're just gonna not for a little while.
No.
So.
Well, you know what I just noticed is you and I need a signal for when we want to say something about the live stream. We need to like do this or point at the screen or point or just put our hand up or something, because I'm talking over you and you're talking over me, and we could like
we do that.
Start getting some signals going, so we don't interrupt you wonderful people who came in to watch our lovely show.
And I'm trying to keep up with everything that everyone's saying too,
I know. So maybe we have just a finger up if we want to say something about it.
Oh, he almost pulled the camera off.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Our son's
Hi, wonderful blessed life.
That was awesome.
That was
Jinx. Nice.
Nice job there.
Anyway.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the dog. The dog has been we're going to talk about the animals in a little while. They've been a handful.
Yeah.
All right. So cooking healthy and portion control is a big deal. Let's talk about the garden. The garden has exploded.
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
I am so excited because I went out. Okay, last night I had planted beans, and I have a 3x3 bed that I have. The pole beans are going to grow up the back on the chain link fence, and then I have bush beans in front of it, 2 rows of bush beans.
Yep.
And yesterday they were just sticking out of the ground. Like you could just see the actual bean itself was sticking out of the ground. Today they've got leaves on it. And I'm so excited about that.
Yes.
And I've been working outside and you know, we've kind of decided, well, we're going to plant as we go, as we can. You know, if we can afford to build more beds, then we will. But we've had things come up, like our boys have blown through their shoes. Yep. And so it's like, okay, well, we're getting shoes instead. And
that's right.
So I decided, well, I'm just going to plant my tomato plants in my front flower bed. It gets the most sun anyway. Yep. And we've done something that, I mean, I didn't know this was something that you could do, but We blew all of our leaves into our flower beds up front, and we just left them there, kind of as mulch. And I'm telling you what, I'm pulling those leaves back, and the ground underneath is not dry at all. And so my my tomato plants have been doing really well. And so I planted more. I started out with 4, and then I planted more. So, did you take your medicine?
Black bean brownies with vegan chocolate chips and roasted walnuts. Wow. All right. Giddy up.
She's going to have to do a video on that.
All right, I'm going to try to name all the plants that Heather...
Okay, and this is on less than 1/4 of an acre. I mean, I know I shouldn't be prideful, but I am kind of proud of what we've done here.
So far, and hopefully it'll grow.
Yeah.
And it won't get eaten by the animals.
Once I pull up the garlic here in a few weeks, I'm going to plant the rest of my tomato plants.
Giddy up.
So
all
I have like
and we don't have a squash plant
more.
yet either.
No, I didn't do a squash plant.
We need to do a squash plant somewhere.
Well, they take up so much space.
Maybe we can do it at Mom's house. Mom, we're bringing squash to your world.
She's already got her bed, so...
We'll do it somewhere in the
She's
backwoods.
She's going to give me some of her chives. Her chives are beautiful. So, anyway, go ahead.
All right, here we go. We've got 10 tomato plants, 3 cucumber plants, 4 pepper plants, 3 rosemary plants, 2 basil plants, 2 thyme plants, and call me if you don't have any time. 2 parsley plants, 2 sage plants, 1 horseradish plant from an awesome viewer out there. Her name is Sherry, and she gave us one. She dropped it off at the church for me last year, and brought it to me, and we planted it, and it is sprouting this year. Would love that. All right, a bunch of garlic. Like, so much garlic, we're not going to have to ever buy it again.
No, we will. We don't have that much garlic.
Oh, it's a ton. It's ridiculous. It's like 30 plants. It's
maybe
just
30.
crazy.
I can go through 30 very quickly.
Onions, just a passel load of those.
I have a bed in the back, a 4x4 bed that's got onions, and then I planted them up in my front flower bed, too, because I had some left, and I needed some place to put them. So, yeah.
Hi, Robin. How are you? Hi, Alice. I haven't seen you yet. How are you doing? So we've got 3 lettuce plants planted in a bale of straw, which I just think is hilarious. The cucumbers are planted in the straw too. So are some peppers. Anyway, sunflowers. Katie did that. And marigolds. And then we had a surprise in our yard when we got here. Nothing had sprouted, but we found a comfrey.
So I thought... Now, this plant was here when we lived in this house before, and I thought it was a weed that I just could not get rid of. And I guess in some people's eyes, technically it is a weed, but I didn't realize the benefits of comfrey.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm looking at this plant going, I was watching... Rain Country Homestead, and she showed a comfrey plant, only hers had purple flowers on it. And so I asked her, I said, they be like pinkish white? Because I have a plant that looks almost exactly like that. The only difference is it has pinkish white flowers. And so she said, yes, they can. And I sent her a picture of it, and she says, that's exactly what you have. So I'm going, okay, so I've heard from Krista that comfrey is really beneficial for you and everything. And so I went over to the grand poobah of all things Goin, which is the old Alabama gardener. And I watched his video. He's got several videos on comfrey and comfrey salve and a comfrey poultice and stuff like that. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, you know, and he even said, like, you don't put it, like, the salve on a fresh cut because it'll help heal so fast that it actually can trap stuff underneath there. But, like, if you have bumps and bruises and even broken bones, that it's called the bone knit plant, which I'm sure
Chard.
Most of you know that. And it'll help heal your body faster. And so I'm like, okay, so I've got like 15 of those plants sprouting. And so I'm just going to, comfrey, rabbits love comfrey. That's good to know. We can feed it to Mr. Pants.
I have a thing.
So, yeah.
Two Family Homestead, if you are willing to send us some more horseradish, we will take it. We would definitely do that. And then I lost it. Oh, Swiss chard was the other thing to think about. We've never done Swiss chard, and I don't think I've ever eaten Swiss chard, because every time I think of Swiss chard, I think of Swiss cheese. Not the same thing.
No.
It's a thing in my brain. I don't know. Anyway.
I know, like, Swiss chard can handle hotter temperatures. Like, so when your lettuce starts to get kind of bitter, they'll sometimes tell you to plant Swiss chard in its place, and you can use it kind of in the place of lettuce. I think it has a little thicker stalk, though. So, yeah.
Okay, well, very cool.
But,
Wonderful Blessed Life just posted on Facebook, going to start round 2 of the traveling garden. If anyone wants to get on the list, drop info over on the small YouTube homesteaders under my post.
So, Angela De Jesus, you wanted to get on in on that action last time. Here's a chance to do it.
Swiss chard, seeds, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so
that'd be cool. Thank you,
I mean, I didn't get to plant. I did a couple of pepper plants from the traveling seed thing, but honestly, a lot of the ones that I got, I haven't even got to plant yet because I just don't have the room for it yet.
We're figuring that out.
Yeah, we're figuring that out.
We got to do this in a process because.
But the good thing is that they'll keep.
Yeah,
and I can plant them next year.
There's a certain level to which you could take gardening that is expensive. And so we're trying to do it the non-expensive way. So she's doing great. She's learning so much.
Freedom. Oh, now, again, coming from her, like, she's a very knowledgeable lady.
She knows what she's doing.
I just watched her make dog treats out of fish skins. Ooh. She didn't want to waste the fish skins, and so she made treats for her dog, not for people.
I was
for
gonna
dogs.
say that's
her
good
dogs
for
love
the dog.
them.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Is that all about the garden we have right now?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, I am just, I mean, for the little amount of space that we have.
You're doing a great job.
And it's not just me. The kids are helping, and, you know.
We'll give you a walkthrough sometime.
Yeah, and my sister-in-law gave me sunflower seeds that she saved from last year along with marigolds, and so we're like, okay, we're just going to plant those along the fence line because we have other flowers there because we want pollinators to come in.
Yep.
We have to put chicken wire over everything because of the squirrels. Oh, and then I found out that the squirrels aren't the only ones that are digging my onions up and eating them.
Oh, that takes us into our next section.
My dog is doing it. Because, and here's the thing, like, onions aren't good for dogs. So when we go out there, I have to take a spray bottle with me. And she'll want to stand in my flower bed, my onion bed. Yeah. And I'm, like, spraying her with the spray bottle, going, get out of there.
Jayton says we have to start our garden all over from scratch. Our dogs ate ours. Well, that takes us into our next section, which is our animal update. Hey, anybody want a cat? Walter's been a bit of a...
turd.
Yeah.
Hi, Living on a Dime.
Hi, Living on a Dime. There has been a problem with Walter. Walter is a great cat. I love my cat. But he was sleeping next to Max, and when Max rolled over, Walter bit him in the face. Ugh. And we have a 3-strike rule when it comes to our animals.
No, actually, we only have a 2-strike rule.
I'm sorry, we have a 2-strike rule.
If they do it twice.
If they are going to bite or scratch on a regular basis, the first one gets grace. The second one, we start talking about vominos. Rehoming them. And we just don't want mean. I don't know what happened with Walter. He is a moody cat. There's no doubt about that.
He wants to be loved on his terms, and he'll come to you. And I think what happened, and I'm not making excuses for him because I was hot
I have a
when it
1-strike
happened.
rule with cats.
Max he likes to sleep right next to Max's head on his pillow, and Max lets him. And Max rolled over, and he said, Mom, I think I rolled over on his leg, and that's when he bit me. So, so I told Kevin, I said, you know, Gina bit him. You gotta stop practicing your Boy Scout nonsense.
So our son has tied his legs up and is walking around with his legs tied. So we'll be doing a video of how Jack lost his front teeth because he fell because he tied himself up.
But
it does sound accidental, and we're trying to give Walter the benefit of the doubt because Heather tolerates Walter, and I think she has a like of him sometimes.
I do sometimes.
But he's essentially...
When he eats my plants and bites my kids.
He's my cat, though.
But I can't say anything because my dog ate my plants too.
Here's the thing about Walter. When we didn't have that much trouble with him, when he was killing snakes and eating mice
When we
in
lived
his
out in the
natural
country.
habitat. He liked being out in the country. He did a good job of killing the rodents and pests.
Yeah.
Here, it's a little tougher because he has to stay inside or he's going to get squashed by a car.
Yeah.
And so he feels the call of the wild. He just can't answer.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and here's the thing. Like, I mean, we had an incident where when we first got Gina, she did something. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
But Kevin scared her, and he went to go grab a hold of her. And I mean, we didn't have her more than a week, and like she was emaciated. And here's the thing: my dog doesn't like to be startled. She doesn't like people's feet. Like if you move your feet quickly, she freaks out.
Yeah.
And so that kind of tells me that maybe she was kicked or something.
Yeah.
And so that sudden move scared her, and she bit Kevin's hand.
Yeah.
And
again, we got to have grace.
Yeah, and so she's never done it again. She's never done it again. And so because at that moment we were thinking, okay, do we need to get rid of her? And we didn't, and we've worked with her, and she's fine. But Walter's just a different animal, and I think it was an accident, and
it just scared him. I mean, he was hurt, and it just just kind of shook him up. But it does get your attention, and
and the other thing too is we've got to think about as animals get older, sometimes they can get moodier.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, I mean, and I know some people won't agree with us, but our kids come first, and the animal we'll find it a home where it's, the only animal in the house, and maybe it's with somebody who's older who can.
It'll have to go to an extreme though.
Different temperament.
It would have to go to an extreme. Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna overreact. We're gonna try to do it the right way.
Bye, Foraging Freedom. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, J-Jo.
To everybody, we're grateful.
Mike is not a cat fan. Mike and I would probably get along with that. So if I had my choice, I probably wouldn't have one. But when we were in the country, though, he did. Like he did a
good job.
One winter, he caught something like 10 mice,
yep.
and he would lay them all at Katie's door, their bedroom door, and she'd be like, Daddy!
Yeah.
And then he caught a snake one time and chewed it up, like, you know how little kids will chew on their pencils?
Yep.
Like, he was just like...
It looked like a bent straw when it was done.
And I called Kevin at work. I'm like, you have to come home! And he's like, why? I'm like, there's a snake in the basement! And he goes, well, just close the door and leave. I'm like, it's dead! I was like, Walter killed it! He goes, well, isn't that good? I'm like, yes, but there's a snake in the basement! And he goes... well, have one of the boys pick it up and take it out if it's dead. And the boys are like, I'm not doing it. So I like grabbed a pencil and put it on the pencil and took it outside. I was like, so, it was gross.
We found out something interesting about Dayton, Ohio.
We did?
We did. We found out that if you have... if you want to have chickens in your backyard, you can have a maximum of 3 chickens in your backyard.
It's interesting.
Yes, it's shocking is what it is. And I have not put this to the test. I've not seen... slews and slews of chickens in the backyards, but urban legend and urban myths are all over the place, and my mother.
Yeah.
They're all over the place on this chicken thing.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, and nowhere do I see in the city regs any rules about it.
So, Angela, to answer your question, my mom got her chimney capped, and no, there are no more raccoons in her chimney.
Okay,
thank God,
that's funny.
Because that was...
Yeah.
There are certain things that I pull the girl card on. Getting critters out of the chimney and cleaning the bathtub.
That was a tough one.
Cleaning the bathtub drain is the other one where I used to help him do that. Now I have a son and I don't have to help him do that anymore. Yeah. And Miles is down there like, gross, that's so cool. So I'm like, ew, you all smell nasty like drain water.
Yeah, we had to clean out the drain. We did a video on having to clean out the drain. We had to do it again. And so we got to put some safety measures in there, like a drain protector.
Baker mom says cats are evil with fur on them.
Okay, Baker's mom, we know how you feel. No problem. That's funny. Yeah. I keep bouncing around here. I don't know what's going on. Here, Heather's got a few favorite things, and let's cover those real quick. Your favorite things.
Oh yeah. And I do agree with you, Wonderful Blessed Life. Mouse traps, that I pulled the girl card on that one. Okay, so last week I did talk about this, but I just want to talk about it again. And I'll show you my book again. But any of you who have ever watched PBS and watched America's Test Kitchen, they now, and I don't know how long they've had this, but they now have a YouTube channel. And I have recommended this cookbook, I don't know how many times, or any of theirs. I mean, this is
you can't read it.
This is an older one. This is from...
It's backwards on your screen. It says The Complete America's Test Kitchen.
Yeah, so...
TV show cookbook from 2001 to 2006.
Yeah, so this one's an older one, but still, the recipes in it are great. I've never made anything out of it where people have been like, yuck. But they have a YouTube channel now, which is kind of fun to watch.
If you can read backwards, you get a prize.
Because if you're like us and you don't have cable, or we don't even have just the basic channels and everything. I liked watching that show because I love to cook, and so now they have a YouTube
Hi, Deep
channel.
South Homestead.
So, and then my next thing, which this thing is about ancient. This was my grandpa's. This thing is called, here, watch it. I'm going to poke Kevin in the face. It's called the claw. And
Claw.
It has this end, and then it has this little handle. And this thing has been wonderful.
Here, you want me to hold it while you're talking?
No,
Okay.
it's all right. I'm going to put it down so I don't stab you in the eye with
I
it.
appreciate that.
Has been wonderful in the little spaces that we've had that we need to kind of till things up. It's worked really great in the front flower beds where I've planted my tomato plants, where I just need to pull back the leaves, dig a little hole, and then put my tomatoes in, and then put the leaves back, and then
they're fantastic.
They're just
worked amazing.
Now, if you're doing like a 1/4 of an acre garden, I wouldn't suggest that you use that to.
Well, it's not bad for getting out weeds.
Yeah, but if you're gonna get out weeds, like I had Max do it to get the weeds out so that we could plant the sunflowers and stuff.
Yeah.
That thing has been wonderful, and I've really like using
Gina,
it.
no.
And it gives us some exercise, and
Yeah.
I'll do it for a while, and then one of the boys will do it, and then Katie will pass the job
Yep.
off to another boy and try to be the last one so that she doesn't have to do it.
It's pretty amazing how well it's worked. We have not had to rent a tiller at all.
No,
I mean,
and I thought we were gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Deep South, I'm sorry you can't see, but I'm glad you can see the live stream. I don't know what's going on that you wouldn't be able to see it, but we're glad you're with us. We're talking about, well, just to refresh everybody's memory, we're talking about smells of childhood. We're talking about the plants that you've planted in your garden, and we're talking about a whole lot of other stuff. So as you guys go in, as you guys go through it, I'm sorry you guys aren't seeing the video. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Is our video not?
It's Deep South says no video for me, so gotta go.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
but
that.
you guys enjoy.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry the video's not working. I don't know what's going on.
Is anyone else having video trouble?
If you are, please let us know. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know how to fix it. Those are just a few of the things we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
We've got some random things to tell you. The Boy Scouts are taking our house by storm. The Jack went on a canoe trip with the Boy Scouts this past weekend, and he got to set up his own tent. He got to go canoeing and cooking over
JJ
open
says
flame.
YouTube's working. So
Good.
Okay, people are saying it's good here, so
It might be it might be Georgia.
they're Mississippi.
That's what I meant. Hi, how you doing? I know where I'm at.
Yeah. I love the smell of
Old Spice cologne.
Yes, Baker's mom. Oh my gosh.
Old Spice, yep.
Okay, I got to share a memory of that.
Okay.
My grandfather worked second shift for Ford, and so when I was a kid, I would go over. We were homeschooled, and so I would go over to his house. I would ride. My mom would drive down there. I would ride my bike to go down. My grandparents lived kind of down the street and around the corner, but maybe about a 1/4 of a mile away. And I'll go over there, and he would be getting ready for work, and he would let me sit on the back of the toilet while he was shaving. And he used one of those razors that you would twist it, and the top would open up, and you would set the razor blade down in, and then it would close up. So he would use Barbasol shave cream. He would use Brill cream in his hair. And then he would put on Old Spice aftershave, and that smell just the original one in the little bottle with the ship on it with a little tiny like plug on the top. Oh, That is one of my favorite memories.
So Brill Cream is another
Yep.
smell. The more cows, the more tractors. Oh, I'm sorry. That was something else. Sounds like Dad to me.
Yep.
I used GP.
My grandpa used Brute. My dad would wear that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, all those awesome smells of childhood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. What are the... okay. Let's take a minute and brag on our daughter.
Yes.
She loves it when we do this, so we're going to do it a lot.
I don't know if she knows that we're doing this, but we're going to anyway.
All right, so Katie has, for the longest time, been a behind-the-scenes tech person. Mm-hmm. She's helped us with our live stream, and she's learned a lot. She knows how to do a lot. She's really good
at it, too.
Yeah. You know. We
Stop licking my knees.
Yeah,
Go
I got
away.
that from her, too. The dog is underneath the table doing weird things to her feet. This incredible girl has just played the shy card and been behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Well, one day, Heather's taken her to the church band practice. Normal day. Katie runs the slides up in the thing, and all of a sudden Heather's down, and you probably tell this better than I should, fill in where I leave off. But she's looking down at her phone.
No, I was crocheting.
Crocheting.
A baby blanket.
And she hears this voice, and she's like, wow, that sounds pretty good.
Well, I'm like, Anna sounds different, because Anna is usually the girl that sings lead.
One of the,
Yeah, and she helps lead the thing. She's a student.
And Heather looks up, and it's not Anna. It's Katie. And she's singing. It's amazing. Now, we've promised not to embarrass her any more than we already do. But she's a teenager.
We are her parents.
And she's a teenager, so, But we were so shocked.
Yeah.
We were so surprised to hear that voice come out of our daughter. It's just mind-blowing. And then behind her is our son playing rhythm and guitar.
Yep. And singing
acoustic guitar and singing too.
He's singing the harmony with her.
So we've got
almost like we've got a new version of the Carpenters on our hands. Except our family's a little more functioning.
I wasn't gonna say the Carpenters. I'll just be honest with you. I just think Katie has taken the place by storm, and I'm overly proud of her, and I'm bragging about it too much. We have video of her singing, but we're not going to show it on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're going to wait until her album comes out, and then we'll share it with everybody.
Well, just for her,
she's taking it.
Camp.
She's grabbing it.
Yeah.
She's, you know what? She was just like, Dad, it's now or never, right? Yeah. I've got to do this. And our kids are growing, and we, guys, as parents, we get to, not Donnie and Marie. No. Maybe.
Well, they're closer to age.
As parents and grandparents, we get the privilege of being at the front row of watching these kids develop into incredible human beings. We get to be at the forefront of their mistakes. We get to coach them and mentor them and love them and nurture them and teach them. And and I'm gonna preach a little here. It is a privilege to be going through life with these four amazing kids. From Katie to Miles, all of them are just, they're growing in amazing ways. Yeah. Whether it's a physical ability you had no idea they had, or it's a spiritual thing that they've come up with and gone, that doesn't add up, and they're starting to process. Well, and we get to be at the front row of it. We're right there. We get to do it with them.
Yeah. I'm watching Max as he's teaching himself how to play the piano. Like, I don't know how to play the piano. So he's teaching himself to do that. He's incredibly gifted. And, Jack and I, we were having a conversation about, there's a kid that he's struggling to get along with. And I told Jack, I said, he has a very strong sense of what is right and wrong. He has a very strong sense of justice. And I told him, I said, Jack, I said, you and I are very much alike, where everything can be very black and white with us. And sometimes we have to look in that gray area to understand why a person does what they do. And that gray area sometimes is where grace prevails, and where you have to look at it. And Kevin, being married to him, he is actually the one who can be more grace filled than I can be sometimes, because I'm like, well, that's just stupid. Why are they doing that? And where he's like, now wait a minute, take a step back and think about that. You know, why? You know, you're asking the question now. Don't just ask it and then move on.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's Miles, who, it was funny because one of the adults that work in the youth ministry with us, she was like, I gave Miles my keys and said, here, go put this in the car. And she was like, and don't drive the car. And I'm like, don't tell him that, because once you tell Miles, like, he can't do something.
Hi, Mass Faith 3.
He's like, I will be daggone. And I'm like, you're not allowed to drive the car. And he's like, okay, well, today,
Yep.
It was so funny because Jack is working on his knots. He's got his Boy Scout manual. He's working through it, and he is doing his thing. And so he's working on different kinds of knots. So he tied his brother up. And he goes, you know, you're supposed to not be able to get out of this.
Yeah.
And so Miles is kind of like, all right, watch me. And so he is just, I mean, the boy would have given himself rope burn had I not stopped it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has such a dogged persistence in his personality, which it actually is a good thing, because he will be like, okay, don't tell me I can't do something.
Right.
Show me how I can do it.
Right.
Or I'm going to figure it out for myself and probably burn the house down in the process.
That's right.
But, you know, it's so great to see how our kids are each different. And here's the other thing. Like, we are seeing, you know, people who have great adult leaders that walk beside you, because him being our kids' youth pastor, it's kind of hard because our kids need somebody else to actually pastor them besides their dad, because they're their dad. Okay. So he's writing me notes. He's passing me notes.
I'm so childish.
Like, I mean,
love it.
We have people like Heidi and Daniel who are encouraging our kids.
Yep.
You know, looking at Katie going, you actually really do have a great voice. Why don't you sing?
Yep.
You know, they're looking at, it's funny because like their band is not just a drum, a guitar, and a piano. They have a young girl that plays the violin.
Clarinet.
They have one that plays the clarinet, and that one, and you know, there's
trombone.
Yeah, there's a trombone in there. It's like, you want to play it? Yeah, come on. I bet if somebody came in and said, I play the kazoo,
Yeah.
Heidi and Daniel would be like, yes.
But hey,
we have a
here's
place
the
for
other
you.
thing.
So,
Now, this is all good. That's all
Yeah.
right. But they're in the garden. They're learning how to grow things.
Yeah.
They're learning. They've learned how to take care of our animals.
Yeah.
They're not just stopping in one area. They're getting like this full, broad picture of what life could be for them. And so I think we've bragged enough about them, although you can never brag enough about our kids. I just want to encourage you guys, if you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, if you're not, get into the life of a child and pour into them, invest into them, because it's going to change their life, but it's also going to change you. And I know it's very easy to blow off the younger generation because of all of the negative things that you hear. But there's one kid out there that will listen to you, and there's one kid that you can pour into. And it's going to be an amazing adventure when you do that. If we've learned nothing from the movie Up.
well, and here's the thing, like,
I love that movie.
My parents and my grandparents, they always kind of took in those kids that just kind of needed a place to be.
Yep.
And for it to be kind of home for them. And you know, and anyone can offer that to somebody.
Yep.
You know, and they don't necessarily have to be, they don't have to be a young person. It can be somebody who is, you know, like, say you're in like your 60s, it could be somebody who's in their 40s. It could be somebody the same age who just needs a friend, you know, who just needs somebody that they know cares about them and loves them and thinks that they are worthy of spending time with. And that can change a person's you know, outlook on life.
I could not agree more. All right, so we're going to ask a favor of you. We're getting ready to go off of the rails here. Is that our kids?
That's our kids. Yeah, they're
Okay.
they're busy.
They're somewhere. I don't know. They're outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hear
I
loud
put the
voices.
kibosh on the TV, and I said we're no more TV until further notice.
Yeah.
And so they have to be outside,
doing their thing.
and it's good because they need to be outside.
Keep the conversation going about the childhood smells over at the Goin Batty Facebook page. And if you really want to play with us, go to Instagram, take a picture of your favorite childhood smell, like, you know, like if it's tar.
Yeah.
I know a guy that likes road tar. That's a smell of his childhood.
Yeah. I know somebody likes to smell gravel.
Take a picture of it. Hashtag childhood smell Goin Batty. And we'll play a little Instagram game and just start getting some hashtags going on.
Well, and the other one I would love to see too is I had put up, and I had done this a while back, but I just put up one recently where on Facebook where I was like, things that only a mom gets to say. Like I had to tell my boys to stop putting blueberries in their belly button and then eating them. You know, and I mean, I remember I did it once before, and I had people like
you can't write that stuff. I'm telling
all
you,
of the stuff that they're like only a mother gets to say that they have said to their children.
That's right.
You know, like I've had to tell them your brother's not a piñata. Don't hit him with the stick while he's on the tire swing.
Momisms.
I have to do a little more with my boys than I have with my daughter.
Although,
but there have been times I've had to say things to my daughter.
Katie's just a classic one-liner person.
Yeah.
She just, you know, she's
it's
a lot different.
Momisms. Yeah.
Resources for tonight are the Old Alabama Gardener and the America's Test Kitchen YouTube channel. So check those out. I would always like to plug Big Family Homestead. Go to their channel and just leave a random message on their. They have a Facebook page now.
I know they came back onto Facebook.
Big Family Homestead. They've got a Facebook channel, so look for that.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna say goodnight because it is a great night. If you guys would like us to talk about a particular topic,
actually ending almost on time.
I know, almost. I don't know how we're gonna get this started, but go to the Goin Batty Facebook page and just shoot us out some topics that you think we should talk about. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be random. It could be something that you think is in our wheelhouse. Whatever you guys think we should talk about, even if it's random, we'll do a little research. We'll look it up and we'll bring that to a Friday Night Freestyle or a video or something. But go to the Goin Batty Facebook page and just type a subject that you think we should talk about, and maybe we'll get a little thing going there in a little bit.
And if you want to leave your momisms
are good too.
Yeah, like you know.
Yes, it can be Christian. Sure,
yes.
It can be.
So.
Also, don't forget to check out Living on a Dime.
Yep.
They've got some awesome stuff. I saw her making unicorn soap.
I know, aren't those cute?
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It was really awesome. A talented. We are blessed that we get to be in community with talented people like
to watch people who are
Big
just
Family Homestead,
so
Living on a Dime,
more talented than we are.
All Two Family Homestead.
Yeah.
I mean, Bandana Grandma. All these, all these amazing people. Check out all their channels and just go there and bless them and just have a bunch of fun with them.
Yeah.
I love live streaming, but it is time for us to go.
And our children are outside playing without us. So
yeah, and we want to go play with our kids.
I think I might go spray them with the hose. That sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun. It sounds like fun. Guys, you can email us at info.goinbatty@gmail.com. We do this thing called Thrive Life. You can check that out if you want to. And let me pray first, and we'll jump out of here.
Okay.
All right. Father, we thank you so much for the privilege it is to come together and have fun and to talk. Lord, we pray for everybody on this live stream that they would just be blessed and that they would live in your protection. And Father, just keep us grounded in these awesome homesteady things that we love to do. And we pray these things in your amazing name. Amen.
Amen.
Proof that you don't have to have pretty words to say a prayer.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Guys, thank you so much. We feel blessed because of you. It's been an amazing amount of fun. Thanks for joining in. And as always, more updates as we go. Have a great night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.